Get in, nerds. We're playing Victoria 3. There's a lot going on in the world, so I wanted to kind of go over it before we get started. It's a new session right now. We've been having short sessions. First things first, we've got more squabbling going on in Italy. That we don't have any opportunity to get involved in that. Britain's got another peasant revolt, and I want to say India. That's this one. And this one is here. Yep. Hold on. What? Huh. USA took a chunk of India. Neat. And then we have a civil war going on in Brazil. Brazilian capitalists have revolted. So what's Brazil's overall situation? They're a landed voting monarchy. They're agrarian and mercantilist. Okay, interesting. And then the capitalists are landed voting parliamentary republic, agrarian free traders. Neat. Cool. I don't think we're going to get involved in this, but we'll see how things go. I did realize that I've got quite a bit of cash in the investment pool, and at the same time, I've got a decent amount of unemployed people, so we're going to go ahead and do a big ol' construction sector increase, and that'll be part of what we're doing to make the economy continue to economy better. So where have we got available labor? I'm just going to build in places we've got labor available. Wow, we actually got quite a bit of labor available. This calls for a large construction sector expansion. Oop. Don't want too many in Rhineland. So that's 36. Pretty have an uneven number. Oh, Flanders, obviously. Do a big ol' expansion there. A couple in Wallonia. Wow, I actually didn't realize how much I'd been not paying sufficient attention to this. Alright, anyway, that should be plenty. Let's see, that'll be 57. Increase of about 33%. That should do it. I'm going to kick these up to the top. Again, these are really fast. I think ideally, I'll probably try to do less. As our construction sector gets larger, I'll try to do less building all the time personally, using the government funds, so that I can make sure to keep my finances good. But currently our finances are excellent. We have a large gold reserve, more than enough to fight off our enemies in any situation in which it might be required. We also have to make sure this doesn't put too much of a strain on our industry, particularly our steel industry and our glass industry, which are not strained, but could be doing better. That's right, we're working on electric railways. That's something we're going to need to... Electric engines is something we're going to need to continue to work on. The United States wants to take some territory from Maguinandao. Rural folk and evangelicals. Interesting. Where are you? You're infamous. Okay, interesting. Going a little buck wild, USA, but I respect it. The Brazilian capitalist revolt wants to give us an obligation for in exchange for assistance in this whole situation. Okay. You're a segregated society. Segregation. Freedom of conscience appointed bureaucrats. Conscience appointed bureaucrats. They're both using National Guard. I'm just looking at, like, what's actually ultimately different between these two powers. And the answer seems to be not a whole lot. Yeah, I mean, it's basically about free trade. With that having been said, Brazil is a big market, and having them be controlled by a free trade state. Oh, they've also got Venezuela in their market. Interesting. Having them be controlled by a free trade state would be... I would be amenable to that. So I think I'm actually going to do this. And, yeah, we'll just go ahead and mobilize everybody. We can well afford to mobilize whatever we need to mobilize. Hold up. Yes. Do I not have... Hold up. I'm at the revolt. This should be a front. Right? Oh, this is impassable territory. Never mind. I understand. Alright, so let's just grab your Rhine HQ. Put you there. Your North... Wait. Your Rhine HQ. Your Occitania, your France. Cool. So you're a secondary for the Occitania HQ. You'll go here. You're the North Africa HQ. You'll go here. And you're a secondary for the France HQ. You'll go. And that should be just fine. Should be a completely reasonable amount of power. So that means we're up against Denmark, the Ottomans, and Venezuela. And Russia. What an interesting turn of events. We could put a small army on this front with Denmark. Any other fronts around here? I don't think so. Alright, so that should be fine. Oh. Jean Bedot. Interesting. What do you like? They're a communist who supports the intelligentsia. Okay, well, we'll let you do your thing for now. Hello. You have a frontier. Did Sardinia Piedmont join this thing as well? Oh my gosh, they did. They did ever. There are two Sicilies. It's two... Hold on. Am I crazy? Yes, that's two Sicilies. Two Sicilies. What production method are you using in your capital? Where's your capital? Show me your capital. Capital is in Campania. What do you do with your troops? Skirmish and shrapnel. Okay, I'm not worried about that. Still, this thing is rapidly sprawling out. I think 2 armies should be sufficient for this. But just to make sure we have wins if and when we need them, let's go ahead and mobilize 200 battalions in the main, in the France HQ, 3 in the, another 150 in the Occitania HQ, and that should make sure that we get all of the power we need. Prussia's still colonizing. I'm still a little salty that we got outrun over here, but that is what it is. Coffee talk. No Colonial Affairs was on everyone's lips in every coffee house. Afterwards, Jean Bedot was ready to cross the intelligentsia to help pass the law. Wise counsel advises against conflating the voice of the people with the voice of God. Wiser counsel calls the voice of the people mad. The wisest counsel understands that madness and genius are two sides of the same coin. It's a matter of knowing when to listen. Shield Jean Bedot from the intelligentsia's blowback. This strengthens the industrialists and weakens the intelligentsia. I'm inclined to do that or welcome this change of heart. This is a lot of different possibilities, including he could get killed or exiled. He could get exiled. Or he could get stronger, or the industrialist could get stronger and happier. I'm going to do this. Because I think I like the idea of putting the... of making the industrialists stronger. Yes, we're doing... Yes, we've got a lot of good technologies queued up. We get some more armies en route. It's interesting. A lot of people... Mexico? Mexico, are you... You and I were doing so well. I'm sad. I'm sad. I never like being on the other side of Mexico in these things. Cool. Getting some power infrastructure going. Do we have the technology to use coal in our power plants yet? Not yet. I do want to queue that up. I think that will ultimately be something we'll end up doing, but for the moment it's going to be... We've got a lot of other stuff to do in the way of that. USA is neutral. A bunch of countries are neutral. Okay, so the final battle lines are us and the Brazilian capitalist revolt versus the Ottomans, Russia, two Sicilies, Denmark, and Mexico. All right. I suspect we'll be able to win this out. I think a lot of these countries don't necessarily have the capacity to win a prolonged war against an opponent with the technological advantage that we have over most of our enemies in this time period. And I think Russia is also actively involved. No, they're not involved in the civil war in Finland. Interesting. I didn't realize Finland was independent. That's neat. Good for Finland. Haha! Despite our respective blunders, my blunder can defeat your blunder. Cross-reference Batman's boner. Don't Google that, but Google it with safe search all the way up, because there's some old comics panels that you need to be made aware of that are really, really funny. A little bit of a shortage on sugar. Let's get some sugar plantations. Oh, there were some iron mines I wanted to build up in Constantine, I think, because Constantine has an iron throughput bonus. We might not need all this iron, but it'll ensure that we won't need more iron for a while. How much extra infrastructure we have? We have about 100, so we are going to need to build up some more railways in order to take advantage of that. We'll queue those up to the top. Or at least up to the top of the iron mines. I meant to do this a while back, but it just kind of got ahead of me. And there's electric railways. So, electric engines for motor industries. That's kind of the thing I'm excited about. Electric rail carts for logging camps. Refrigerated rail cars for whaling stations and fishing wharves. Oh, this unlocks a bunch of things. And electric trains for railway. This one I almost never do, but we'll see how it goes. So, in terms of our new methods, this it says won't save much at all, but I think it will. Yes, okay, those are significantly more productive. The fishing wharves, we don't have refrigerated storage yet. Even the game thinks that will make these less productive. But will it? It'll be better for the whaling stations. What about... I'm not going to do the fishing wharves just yet, because we've got a bunch of those, and the ones for the logging camps only cost additional transport. They don't cost additional electricity. I want to continue to build up our electricity. Well, it won't cost that much more, and I'm currently building a bunch of electrical power plants. Let's go ahead and do it. Cool. Far increased productivity. Wonderful. It's very important to keep those businesses profitable. Maybe seems to have the advantage on us here. But I think we we closed out the front over there, which means we've got a few generals now not doing anything. So let's go ahead and move them to this auxiliary front down here. Around Rio de Janeiro, is this? Yes, that's Rio de Janeiro. Not going to do any cheeky naval invasions or anything like that. I'm not going to get all. Revolution in North Germany. In Saxony. Got it. A hostile admiral sunk our convoys either in the coast of St. Helena or the North Brazilian Sea. Here we go. Okay, interesting. So, let's go ahead and get one of our larger fleets on a convoy escort mission here. Another one on a convoy escort mission. We'll go to... Yeah, you're actually already going there. Very good. Alright, that should be fine. Let's put a couple of our fleets on convoy raiding. Just to restrict our enemy's trade capabilities and get us going somewhere. Oh, interesting. We actually didn't have the force to press an attack here. We're about at parity right now, so I think maybe when this battle ends in, 5 weeks when these 2,000 men stop fighting, maybe I'll just switch that one over to defense. Oh, goodness. We've had some front chicanery here. Well, it is what it is. I don't have any smaller armies to move flexibly in this area. Alright, so we'll have to leave that. It's not a completely impossible ratio, but basically I'll move these two armies. Once they arrive here, I'll move them to the other front. We are still winning battles here. In the south, we're continuing to press forward. In the north, we are for sure winning. So that's good. This battle continues. These 1,000 soldiers continue to hold. Yep. Oh, interesting. So it does show in this pop-up, escorting navies were able to prevent the further loss of this many convoys. So that is good for us. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep watch on this battle so that I don't put myself in a situation where I can't change things fast enough. I will say trenches are a great way to keep infantry safe, but they do mean that battles take forever, which anyone who's studied the First World War has opinions about one way or the other. Come on, get it done, get it done. Come on. There we go. Alright, so we're going to put these armies... Actually have superior now. Well, we'll wait then. We'll keep going. We'll keep going forward. Meanwhile, over here, 2 more days, and then I'm going to check out the event. Not quite yet. Alright. So, I'll just grab these 2 units, these 2 armies, and move them to the other front. And that should build up parity over here. Meanwhile, we're continuing to win a battle here. Excellent. This event. The Paris Roller Skating Palace. A roller skating palace has opened in a fashionable neighborhood of Paris, exploding in popularity as soon as it was unveiled to the public. As inside the building, those fortunate enough to arrive early laughed as they made their circles on the wooden floor. Those late arrivals outside clashed with police as they clamored to take their turns. A spot of well-needed whimsy, plus one urban center employee standard of living, dancing on wheels. That's fun. An easy way to forget one's demons. 2% of middle stratum pops in Ile-de-France become more loyalist. I'm going to go with that second one. I sure do like having a lot of loyalists. Cool. So, we are winning this war. As you can see, our opponent's war support is going down at 2.43 per week. Ours is going down at 0.97 per week, so we're doing much better than our opponents are in this war. It appears we're winning this battle. There was another battle. I hope it was a victory. We have the Paris Citizens Association. A social club popular with the educated class has held a salon in Paris with Jean-Jacques Wivequin speaking in favor of No Colonial Affairs as an honored guest. That is indubitably the case, but have you considered what the reception of such a thing would be? Wivequin nodded toward the speaker, then back around to the wood-paneled room. He put down his cup. I have spent some time thinking of it. We must in all things consider the thoughts of those who behold a thing for the first time. A first viewing is carried out with the eyes of an innocent, the mind open for new possibilities. They seem the sort to know what's best. This gives us extra enacting chance or encourage the further development of these salons. This does give increased pop strength in Ile-de-France. And I don't really know how to judge whether or not that's good. So, I'm going to go with the enactment chance. I feel like this movement is creating a lot of radicals. On the other hand, I do definitely want workers' protections at some point. The radicalization of this movement is pretty weak. The armed forces are now supporting this because the armed forces are now in the hands of a communist, which is interesting. I might end up booting this agitator out of the country, but we'll see. Nope. Alright, what's happened now? Christ. We've experienced yet more front chicanery. Okay, I'm just going to grab all my small armies and move them down here to the Rio de Janeiro front so that I can just make sure that this whole situation stays where we want it to be. How is this battle happening here? We are winning. Wonderful. I just don't want to be in one of these situations where... Why is it taking this guy... 20... Oh, right, because I just mobilized him here. This guy was the guy I was thinking of. Yeah, well, they're pressing forward, but that's okay. I do think I'm going to do workers' protections eventually. Let me see. So what this will do is this will increase minimum wage really significantly. I might actually... I don't want to lose profitability on a lot of these businesses. I might dial down the institution a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. How is the electricity market? It's still doing pretty okay. And I'm still building up these power plants in Leinster. So that's good. Are we winning, son? Looks like no. But in a few more weeks we'll have more troops there. How is the battle in Sicily going? Not as well for us this time. Interesting. I wonder if this is that same battle. Brazil is in default. Well, that is very good for us. What is the make peace situation? Yeah. We are spending a bunch of money, but I do think we're going to win this, and ultimately that will be very good for us. I'm going to begin improving relations with the Brazilian Liberal Revolt. It would be 9,000 to take on their debt, so I'm not going to do that. I don't know why this front is so freaking sideways, but it is. Alright, beautiful. We are indeed continuing to hold. See, a lot of this will be easier once we have squad infantry. We can just go ahead and not worry about stuff. Squad infantry will put us completely head and shoulders above all of our other enemies in this war, and that will be very important. Not this war necessarily, but in all future wars. I really hope we don't have front chicanery. Excellent. We've moved to voting. That's wonderful. What else? Oh, battle here. Get wrecked, Russia. Let's go ahead and do a little bit more aggressive convoy raiding. Block off Russia up here. Standard of living is still excellent. Overall, we're number 2 worldwide, and we're certainly the highest ranking of any large empire. It would get a lot higher if we increased co-belligerent in default. Alright, I'm going to... Oh, it costs nothing to bankroll them. I'm going to bankroll them. I don't know if that'll help, but we'll see how it goes. We're continuing to do pretty well overall. Our allies are losing war support much faster now than they were before, but our enemies are also doing so, so I think I'm happy with where we've landed. I'm going to keep getting that notification about Brazil being in default, huh? Our gold reserves, meanwhile, are doing just fine. Which is good. I've damaged relations with Spain enough. I forget exactly what I wanted to do with them, but we'll see. Denmark is out. Ottoman Empire is out. Oh, excellent. How is Russia's war support? Still at 34, but losing 2.33 per week. Do they have debt? $28.7 million, and let's wait till the week turns over. 28.7 million still. Alright, so that is what it is. How is this front going? We're definitely winning on defense here. We're continuing to win advancing battles in the north and in the south and around Rio de Janeiro. We're still kind of having a hard time. I'm going to flip these armies over to defense. Okay, that general's locked in. But the rest are good to go. This is another one of those long battle tales. Belligerent default, that is what it is. This is your Felice de Gaulle. Huh. You're not an historical character. Oh. Two Sicilies and Russia are both out. Alright, so that's functionally the end of this war. I'm going to put everyone else back on offense. Because now that the Russian and Sicilian troops have gone home, we can completely run wild in this war. Excellent. So what else is going on in the meantime? There is a communist revolt happening in the Netherlands. Well, I'm not going to get involved in that, because one way or another, that's my future territory. Cool. And there's Colonial Affairs put to bed. And now, Brazil is our friend. Let's go ahead and improve relations. Keep improving relations, rather. We can afford to continue bankrolling them for a bit to get relations up. Because I don't want to burn my obligation on a trade agreement right now. Let's see what their market needs. It needs ammunition, luxury clothes, small arms, artillery, and porcelain, first of all. So, ammunition. A lot of places we can export that to. Exciting. Oh boy, look at all these trade routes. Artillery. Huh, this is wild. I didn't realize we had a lot of places available to sell weapons to. Luxury clothes. Porcelain. And come on. Come on. And then what was the other thing? I think that's everything for now. Maybe some explosives. Alright, there we go. That should encourage them to do a trade agreement. Okay, there's a lot going on. We got a bunch of new commander orders. We added a bunch of trade routes. The armed forces left the movement to enact workers' protection. Alright. And then there are some various war goals being added. Interesting. America's gotten fighting with Egypt. They want to take Crete, and the Russians are supporting them. Well, you go get them, America. The two Sardinia Piedmonts are fighting. That's wild. I thought the armed forces left this movement. Interestingly, we have good solid support to change up our distro power law. Not a lot to change it to technocracy, though, which is an interesting one. It would be fun to try going back to an autocracy. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've done that. On the other hand, this movement to enact workers' protections is very strong, and if I do that, then everyone will be very pleased when the time comes to flip over to autocracy. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we'll see what that does for us as things get going. So this movement is now placated. You, sir, can... See, I don't want to... creating a lot of radicals with this press for national militia. A new election, a new Republican Party. Republican Union. Oh, interesting. The industrialists and the intelligentsia are together. This is wild. We'll see how this goes. This is no extra radicals every month, but we'll see how that forms. Campaign financing. Oh boy. Parties, particularly the Republican Union, are struggling to raise enough funds for all their campaigning needs this election. Let's see what you men are charging. Fees, yes, that's to be expected. But what's this lodging charge? That fancy hotel room could cost half a village. There's enough champagne billed here to drown a fish. Votes don't come cheap, sir. You want to win, right? Some money can be spared for the Republican Union. 65K. Interesting. Every party can be provided with some basic funding in this election cycle. Now 130K. Or if a party can't afford a campaign, should it be campaigning? Who's got the momentum in this election so far? The Republican Union has quite a bit of it. And they're our current ruling party, and the communists have quite a bit as well. I'm gonna throw some cash at the Republican Union, see if they can't keep things together. Moment. We did get a nice chunk of loyalists out of ending our colonial policy. We're still building up a big old pile of iron mines. That is still productive. Come along now. Alright, let's take a look at our production methods and see if we can't get things eased off with the motor industries. So this will cost 9K electricity. It'll just about double the amount of electricity that our situation costs, which will be very, very expensive. It'll increase motor production by 12.9K, which will really dramatically increase the amount of motors we need. If we do that, then electric trains will reduce coal costs significantly, but will shoot electricity prices through the roof. Alright, so electric trains is not happening anytime soon. Let's look at our motor industries for now. We're still continuing to build these up. I'm going to grab the largest one and flip it over to electrics. Okay. Alright, cool. So that is good for now. I'm just going to do them all. That's going to cut into their profits for a bit, but will be that increased the electricity costs by significantly more than I thought it was going to. But hopefully the number of power plants we've built is continuing to increase our power output. Let's go ahead and throw an additional 20 levels each in each of our states in North Africa, because I'm still trying to make that whole situation work. Let's go ahead and pull the additional railways needed up to the top. Alright, Brazil. Trade agreement? Yes. You're a major, so I can't actually have you as a protectorate. And we need to have higher relations before I can pull you into my customs union. With that having been said, what are relations now? They're 10. That should be fine. Shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. how's our infamy? 16.5. Very respectable. That said, that was a fun little war, but it's time to put a pin in it for now. I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I'll see you all on the other side.